And what evidence did you uncover about the manufacturer's knowledge of the issues?
So now, just knowing these problems with the wheel, now the real question was, well, could we prove that the manufacturer knew or should have known of the problem? So I represented a client who was riding a $10,000 or $12,000 carbon fiber bike, brand new bike, down the Key Biscayne Bridge. And on the way down at about 35 miles an hour, he lost control of the bike, hit the retaining wall, and ended up on the ground with a catastrophic injury. His arm was actually severed all the way through at the shoulder. And we ultimately determined that the wheel was manufactured defectively and it cracked, causing him to lose control of the bike. And so through extensive discovery, which took us about 1.5 years before we finally got all the documents, multiple court orders, the defendant was held in contempt of court twice. We finally got documents that revealed that the manufacturer had known for about 1 year that these rims were problematic. And what they knew was during the manufacturing process, they were systematically removing one rim from a batch of every 250 rims, cutting them and testing them to see if there were voids. And what they were finding in probably 80% of the samples was that there were too many voids, unacceptable numbers of voids. But what they didn't do was then pull them out of production. They just decided, well, let's see if we can fix this problem on future batches, but they didn't pull the defective batches out of production.
So there were no recalls or warnings provided?
There were no recalls and warnings. In addition, we then discovered that during the assembly process of the wheels, where they actually put the spokes under tension, that they were getting a very high number of rims cracking during the assembly process. By the time we were able to prove all that, it just became very apparent that the defendant had a problem, and they really became serious about trying to settle the case with us.
Were you able to hold the manufacturer accountable?
We were, through a settlement, which is confidential, which is typically what they require. Given the magnitude of the injury, I can only say that the recovery was very, very substantial.
What message do you hope this case sends to companies about making cycling products?
Well, I think it's not only limited to cycling products. I think that our system of justice, and this goes back to the Pinto case from the 1970s,